my stamping friends, this is Oksana from funstamper.com, and today is Wednesday, 6 p.m. and we are ready for Funky Wednesday. Are you ready to get crafty and get inspired and create with me? Let me wait a few minutes for this to pop up in your feed. And I think, yeah, I do see you guys. If you see me, do a comment and I will tell you in a second what we're gonna do today. So today I'm actually super excited that we're gonna make 4 cards. So I'm actually doing it as a class. This is the class we had yesterday with my team, Fun Stampers. So my local team got together and we crafted, and my remote team will receive a packet in the mail so they could assemble those cards. So this class is actually feature really cool bundle from a new catalog, something fancy. So we all need good greeting. So greeting for any occasions, and this one is really nice. I love the font. It has birthday and congratulations, thank you, have us with a sympathy. So a lot of kind of variety, and also look at those dice that comes with them. We're gonna use those dice as well. Kind of what is super cool is that I really like those tag dice, and they have, took me a little bit to figure it out, they have extra 3 different dice. So when you die cut, it creates like little notch and little design in your tag. So this is really cool dice. But this class also, you could use any stamp set that you have, any greeting stamp set, any floral designer paper, and you will be ready to make the cards. So let me show you what we're making. So each card is fun fold. So this is the card. It stands like this, kind of little tunnel, and it folds flat. If you wanted to mail it, it folds absolutely flat. And you could put, I didn't put anything yet on a bag, but you could put white piece of paper and write it on the back. So this is, I think I'm making it first time. This is very popular fold, like those stairs. And I'll actually show you one more time how to cut it. It's a lot of fun to do, and it's only require 1 sheet of paper. And like I'm saying, just paper is a background, and we use greetings and a little bit of bling. This one is the same. It's the first time I'm using this fold, and it stands like this, but it's not opens all the way. So it's kind of have this little, I don't know, Z kind of type. So it's card number 3. And card number 4 is our normal easel card. So what we're gonna do today, we're actually gonna use favorite flowers DSP. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze, I'm sorry, ladies. And that DSP in a catalog, I found there's 2 type of people. Some people that absolutely love this paper, and some people that absolutely hate it. I didn't find anybody in between, you know. With some paper you kind of, I kind of like it, but you know, who cares, you know, it's all right, you know, I could live without it. But there is some, but this one, people have such a strong opinion. It's really interesting how it's working. So let me know which camp are you actually belong to. Hi, Sherry. Now, technology, I need to figure it out how to see the comments. It's Facebook changing things all the time, but we will figure it out. All right, so we're gonna use this designer paper, but like I mentioned, any designer paper will work. All right. So I'm offering this as a normal class. So if you place an order this week with this hostess code, I will send you instructions and all supplies to make those cards. Or you could, if you already have Demonstrator, you could just follow along and have my class as inspiration. All right, so let's start with card number 1. And for those of my long distance, you will receive a PDF tutorial for what we made it, but use kind of this video as your guide how to create the cards. Yeah, so I really will be interested to know, are we ladies club like or club don't like, dislike, I don't use H word, for this particular designer paper. It's so funny that people have such a strong opinion. So, all right. So first card, it's gonna be this card. I actually think it's this particular designer paper pattern is absolutely my favorite. So yeah, I really like it. So we're gonna have a little bit of designer paper, little bit of white, and some stamping. So this is your normal Z fold card, 8.5 by 5.5, fold in the middle at 4 1/4, and then fold again. So this is your standard kind of Z. And I chose, even so designer paper mostly have black, I like to soften things out, and I don't use a lot of black cardstock, but I absolutely love this evening evergreen, and to add a little bit of border. So for inside, we will use 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white, and adhere it inside. Then we have 2 pieces of designer paper. One is 2 inch. Oh, look at that. Crack it. So it's 2 by 5 1/4. I like tiny borders, so I use that one. So you're gonna glue it inside. And if you sometime wanna just monochromatic color, so that paper has other side, it is absolutely lovely. You're gonna glue it inside. Then for the flap, I went 1/4 inch smaller white. Gonna glue it. So it's 1/7/8 and by 5 1/4. And designer paper, I use the same color. It's 1/8 smaller. See, it's already super pretty. I'm gonna glue this one. So this is also a nice way to use your designer paper as well. With the pretty flowers, you could probably use different colors. I have another piece of evening evergreen, measure 5.5 by 2 3/4, scored in half. So this is that little kind of buckle. 1/4 inch smaller piece of basic white, 2.5 square, and you're gonna glue it here. And designer paper. See this petal pink? It's kind of really nice and soft to soften the look. It's 1/4 inch smaller, so 2, not quarter, 1/8, 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. I know, so some people don't like 8s, but I do. You could always go smaller. So I think that glue is just a little bit too wet and it slides on me. Okay. Now your tear tape is your friend. So you're gonna apply tear tape to inside, to both sides. Just remove just one piece. Kind of see how you want it to be. I wanted it in the center, kind of. So I will glue one side and then remove and glue second one. You could probably use wet glue, just make sure you don't go over. So this is a base of your fold. Isn't that unusual? It stays and kind of highlights different designer paper. And we're gonna use our stamp, and I like the saying that I didn't forget your birthday, I'm just stretching your celebration. So and we're gonna, so this time I'm really hoping I'm not gonna lose my ink pad, because we only have one. So also what I like with this set of cards, it's only using one ink pad, one color. You could probably use Memento as well. Like I mentioned, I like this color a lot. So we're gonna stamp it here and add it with dimensionals. Look at my virgin sheet of dimensional. I guess I'm treating myself today to use brand new pack. I used all my little scraps. And normally whatever gets left from my classes I use. So I not often open myself new pack. So we're gonna add it here. And we know what we all need to make the cards pretty. We need a bling and we need a bow. So we will take champagne rhinestones, put them here, and have a bow, and you have card number 1. So again, this is easy folds, but some that is quick to make and didn't take too much time, but still fun. Except I don't like folds when it's require engineer degree to figure it out. Once in a while I like to figure things out and make it simple and try to explain it simpler, but all right, what do you think? Card number 1 is done. Now I have 2 belated birthday cards. So card number, let's start with this card. I wanted to show you how to cut this particular fold. And you could go, for this one I'll show you step by step how to make it happen. And again, it's when it's open, see, like this one, it seems like super simple fold, just a little bit tricky to figure it out and score. So for this particular one, you will want to use your Stampin' Up trimmer or any trimmer you may have that you could actually do a slit, because we're gonna make a slit in the center. And I do have a template, and it also comes with a class how to do it. And I use this template kind of to see. I'll just show you on a different cardstock, as that one is already pre-cut. So I'm gonna position my 4 1/4 by 11 at 1 inch. And I'll need to stand up for this or use some white piece. Let's see. When it's dark, I don't see marks very well. So the trick is that you wanted to position your blade, and I need to stand, and I'm gonna cut from 1 inch. I don't really see it with my, it's a little bit too dark. So from 1 inch to 6 1/2. Now I see it. And I stop exactly at 6 1/2. So 1 to 6 1/2, so 5 1/2 inch long slit. Then I'm gonna move my piece to 3 1/4. And I'm gonna do exactly the same. So this is the way to do a slit. Sometimes I turn the cardstock other way, but this way your paper will be cut exactly the same. So from 1 inch, and you end at 6 1/2. All right. So that's all for cutting. And now we will do a little bit of scoring. So for scoring, with this slits from 1 inch to 6.5, I position 1 inch here on the left, and I score at 1 inch, but only to the line, then at 2 inches only to the line, and at 6.5 inches only to the line. I flip it and do exactly the same. 1 inch, 2 inches, and 6.5. I'm curious if I cut it through. Yep, I did. And now I'm gonna position it 5.5, kind of lightly move through 1 inch, and then I wanted to score middle section. So that's gonna be your base, how to cut it. If you're gonna be recreating, just stop the video and kind of watch again. And then you're gonna be carefully folding it. You kind of try not to push it right away because you need to fold all the pieces. So this 2 inch goes down. And then this goes up. And then you crease it, see? And here is your basic fold. So that's pretty easy. But we're gonna work on this one. And let me find all the supplies. And this is the tag that I absolutely love that I mentioned. So this is one of the tags, and you position extra piece to die cut like a top. So it's so pretty. So we're gonna use let's fold this piece one more time. Again, carefully, don't force it. Those goes up. Those goes up, and those tiny ones goes down. And you need to have pretty sharp blade for this. You're gonna do slits. Then it's gonna be simple decorating. You will have 3 strips of designer paper. I chose to have fresh freesia side. So it's 3/4 of the inch by 4. And we're gonna glue them. Yep. So I'm gonna use the fresh freesia. See, like this paper, if you turn it around, you could actually make it really softer look. I do like the Denti flower paper, but it's interestingly enough, I use this one the most. For some reason, it's just like bright and bold and easy to create with. You actually may wanted to open it to glue. Maybe it will be, you could see it a little bit better. Yeah, once cut, those cards come in so fast. And probably that paper on the farm and also will be pretty cute with this type of folds. Kind of use some animals from designer paper and cut them. And the middle piece, this piece is 2.25 by 4.5. So I did basic white a little bit smaller, so 2 by 4.25. My cards need to have white. If it doesn't have white, then I don't like it. Okay. See, this is already super duper pretty. That fold. Ooh. Okay. Now let's do a little bit of stamping. So here's we have 2 tags. On one we could put congratulations or happy birthday, and it's a may good you do come back to you, like those sayings. And And we're gonna stamp in exactly the same color. Let's see if I have skinny here, skinny block. So the tip is the smaller block you're gonna use, kind of more successful you will be. So you're not gonna ink the edges. But yeah, let's see how it goes for me. This actually, it's also coming from the same die. I need to stand because I don't see it. White on white. Didn't do as good. Let's turn around and do one more time. Now it's gonna go different way, but okay, we're gonna go with this one. And another one. Yeah, sometimes it's easier to put something underneath so it's not that wide, so you see where you're stamping. This one turned out great. And this little tag we're gonna add with dimensionals. 3 will be sufficient. Add it to the center. And the same with the sentiment. I'm gonna use my edges with smaller pieces. For the skinny sentiment, I often actually cut my dimensionals in half as well for the smaller pieces. Do you use both mini dimensionals and large dimensionals? I'm curious to know. I tend to just cut small ones. Okay, now little bow. And bling. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose something again today. Oh, we'll see how it goes. So far, day was going really, really well. I'll need to tell you all excitement about my new Fun Creations Club. I finished designing and I actually just posted on my blog some details. I'll show you in a second after this card is done. Probably need to use you pick tool, but one day I'll be. And we're gonna add 2 blinks. And we are done. Card number 2 is done. Super easy and fun. What do you think? Do you like that fold? So let me tell you a little bit about my Fun Creations Club. There's a subscription club and I just started this year, and thank you for everybody who subscribed. In January we did Country Floral Lane. All my kids went already and some people already getting them, so it's exciting. So we're creating this month 8 cards, 2 each for design, plus there are more ideas for to use supplies. So there is some of the cards that they're gonna be making, and this is how the package look like. I actually have 1 packet left. If you're interested, message me and I could let you know how to get it. And this month's club create or Fun Creations Club, it's the idea actually came a couple weeks ago. My son will be turning 21 and I need to make some cards, so I make cards for him, and it's really hard to make a card for a guy. With 21, I was thinking about the theme of, beer and wine and things like that, right? 21, official. And I was kind of thinking how complicated it is to make cards for the guy. So this month, I actually decided that we will put the end to this problem. We will have so many guys' cards that will last you for a year. So this club will be featuring a Brute for You stamp set, and I also like that the bundle is super inexpensive. It's $37.75, so one of the cheapest bundles that Stampin' Up offers. So we're gonna create 6 full-size cards, 3 each of 3 designs. All of them are funky folds. Then we're gonna make 10 of the small cards, and we're gonna make like 10-15 tags. You could probably make so many. It's everything gonna be included, and it's gonna be your subscription. So if you're interested, check funstamper.com, Fun Creations Club, and see all the information. And I hope you join, because I do design things that you get inspired and have hours and hours of crafting plus cards to give away. All right, so now let's create card number 3. So for those who just joining, we are making 4 funky fold easy cards that features something fancy bundle, primarily any bundle with words and favorite flowers designer paper. But again, it could be any designer paper. So, and also we need to mention, if you would like to earn those cards for free, leave me a comment, share a video, and I will select a random winner, and I will mail you all supplies to do the cards. You only need to have evergreen or black ink pad and some greetings, and you'll be all set. So this one is a simple easel card. This is something that I also like to do, and has a pretty kind of big effect with really small effort. So, and it mails flat. So for this card, we're gonna use fresh freesia. We're gonna score it in half, so it's long one, 4.5 by 11. We fold it in half, and then fold the half again. So 2 3/4 and 5.5. So this is our base folds. And let's see what other supplies we need. And other supplies, this card actually has quite a few supplies. So for inside, we will use basic white, our standard 4 by 5.25. And I also cut a DSP, so it all looks pretty inside, which is 4 by 1.5. And I also really like this pattern as well. It's not that dramatic. It's really cute. We're gonna glue it about 1 inch from the bottom. So when card's standing, it's gonna be all nice and pretty. I will post all the information above the video after I finish, and you will have all the details how to get the class for free, and also about where to get information about my next club. So, okay, and this piece is 3 3/4 by 5, so it's around 1/2 inch smaller than our card base, and our basic white is 3.5 by 4 3/4. Yes. And if you have a lot of DSP, then you could use entire big piece of DSP, but because I was using it for classes, I kind of cheated, and I did a slit in the middle because I'm still gonna use another color. So I cut 2.5 by 3 3/8. You'll receive PDF instructions if you choose to to go with the class, so all the measurements will be there. This is a little bit smaller, right? 3/3 by 2.5, and this is 3/3 by 1. And you will have just small opening in the middle, and we're gonna cover it with other designer paper, kind of to create more interest. Again, if you, I hear some of my friends said that they trying to get rid of a lot of older DSP, and just don't cut it, just have one piece. And this is 3.5 by 1/1/4, so kind of to create different, like some other contrast. Oops, it's too big, but we're gonna go with that. Okay, now we're gonna use, you could use either wet glue. I like to use tear tape for mine. So I'm gonna apply below this cord line, kind of not all the way, and also tear tape on the bottom. Or you could just glue it just half, apply glue just on a half, but you know, you don't want it to glue on this side, right? I still close the card like this, so I could position it nice and in the center, so when card is closed, it's kind of looks symmetrical. But I am applying glue only to the bottom part, and it's your standard easel. And yeah, we're gonna apply it here, and this is creates our easel mechanism. My glue is moving on me. Okay, now I did pre-cut few tags from those that bundle, from those die cuts, and here is thank you, and we wanted to say grateful for everyday magic of you. Love the sentiments. And again, we stamp using one ink to add all the sentiments. And for the flower, the designer paper has flowers that you could fussy cut, or if you have die cuts, you could use them. So it's actually also pretty quick to make little focal point just using designer paper. And to be honest, I'm not really an artist, and the way I color, I mean, still designer paper is colored much better than I would color myself. So I'm really grateful for the Stampin' Up artists that design all the beautiful paper, and when we create something, we feel like we're artistic. So I stamp those two sentiments. I'm gonna go ahead and adhere. Everything is sticky. We're gonna go ahead and adhere that little tag flat. You could add with dimensionals if you want to. And now we're gonna use dimensionals to add. Oh, see, I knew I'm gonna lose something. Already lost my dimensionals. But that's okay. I have a new pack. And we're gonna apply 3 dimensionals, should be plenty. And we also apply dimensionals to this piece. And this one I will probably apply kind of more so it stands nicely. And this is gonna be your stopper piece. This is what you're gonna add to the inside of the card. Over the paper. And it's gonna be your stopper. And this one gonna go on top. And you have so many ways to apply it. You know, you could do it in angle. I'm kind of symmetrical girl, so I'm gonna go with that. And the little flowers that I fussy cut earlier, we also gonna apply with dimensionals. Little bow, and we all set. Pretty. and easy to make. Okay, so little bow, few blinks, and we are all set. So card number 3 is done. Easy fold. So if you need easy, then easel card should be in your repertoire. See if I have enough bling. I should have some. Just randomly add, and I want to add it to inside. What do you think? And we're ready to do our last card for today, card number 4. And I'm excited about this one because it's the first time I actually came across this fold, and it was much easier to do than I thought. So this is a card. It stands, it's kind of like a little tunnel, and it folds flat this way. Okay, ready to make it? Last but not least, let's see what supplies we need. And we need a piece of petal pink. So, and it's actually shorter. So this piece is 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. And you're gonna be scoring it at 5 1/2, 6 1/2, 8, and 9. And you kind of create like little tube, and I'll show you how to actually glue it. So, and we're gonna use this beautiful DSP, and it's 4 by 4 piece. So let's glue it first because it may be a little bit too long after we put tube, but let's just glue it first. I know we had yesterday trouble if we didn't glue it first. So we're gonna add it here, just leave the same edge on all 3 sides. And this is, I'm sorry, excuse me, I guess, not sure what type of allergies right now going on, but I started to have some bad allergies, especially like in afternoon. Excuse me. And we're gonna glue this 1 1/4 piece on this middle tube. Okay. And now the same, we're gonna use tear tape. We're gonna apply tear tape on this tiny piece. Gonna take it back. I should start using some. You fold it like this, and then you fold like this. And this is what's gonna create your tube, see? So this way it folds like we wanted it to fold. Okay, and then for that front focal point, we're gonna use 3 by 5 piece, and we're gonna score it at 1/2 and 1 1/2 inches. Okay, so here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna apply tear tape on a back on this piece, and you're gonna also apply tear tape on this folded piece. Once you figure it out, it comes pretty easy. So what I did and how I glue it, I fold it like this, see? So this piece kind of become your flat piece. And then I remove first from a back, and I fold the card so it's flat, and then I position it, I kind of align it with my designer paper and in the center. And now I'm gonna remove another piece. You could remove both, but it's harder to manage. And voila, and your card is ready, your basic mechanism. Was it simple? I think so. And now we'll have corresponding pieces of evening evergreen and designer paper, so that's smaller like we did before. And we're gonna glue them together, add a sentiment, and we will be all set. Designer paper to this piece. You could probably glue it before you kind of making your mechanism, but just in case if I mess up. And we're gonna glue it here. And here is your fold. Now we have another label here, and we're gonna stamp a sentiment. Nothing fancy, just love. Yeah, we have with deepest sympathy, but I don't like to make sympathy card ahead. Plus this one is kind of pink, so let's stamp sentiment kind of towards the right. Again, we're using one ink. Don't you love it? Just one ink, one stamp, and that's all. We're gonna add our label with dimensionals. And I decided I want to do a ribbon because I need a bling and I need a ribbon. I really tried hard for my Root for You cards, so they will not have a ribbon. I did, believe me, I try, but no, just masculine bling. That's the only what I managed to do. And this is the same. This is a flower. For this one, we actually stamped flowers and die cut, but this one I'm gonna use a flower from a paper. And we're gonna use pale papaya ribbon, but it's kind of matches. It looks really cute. So we're gonna glue it behind the flower, secure with tear tape, and that's all. Next week I'll show you, probably Saturday. I don't want to do any spoilers. I will post the pictures that what I designed for my son for his birthday. So stay tuned. And also, if you have any questions about my club, let me know. I'll be happy to help. All right, so we're gonna add this one here. Let's remove backing. Trim the ribbon. Add last few blinks, and we are all set. Where's my bling? Here. So only have two. Need to look for more, but it should work. All right, so what do you think about those fancy fold cards today? So we made those two. One was easel card, and this one I should mention, you just apply basic white on the back, and this has become your journaling area or write a message. Then card number 3 and card number 4. So We did 4 cards today. I cannot believe. I know it took us longer, but we did 4 cards, and we learned how to cut the step card. So I hope you did enjoy today's class. Please leave me a comment, share a video. I will put you in drawing to win supplies to make all the cards plus instructions. If you need any supplies, please visit my online store, and if you use host code up till Tuesday, I will put the free kit for you in a mail. You just need to have ink pad and any greetings, and you will be able to create it. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next Wednesday. Remember, Wednesday, 6 p.m., our Funky Wednesday. And until then, happy stamping. Bye.